watch the video recording. All right, so let me know if you guys can hear me from the chat. If you can hear me, kindly go to the chat and drop a yes if you can hear me. All right, so just go to the bottom of your phone, or if you're using your laptop, you're going to see a chat icon. Just click on that chat and just confirm that you can hear me. All right. All right, very good, very good. We're good to go. All right, so without wasting much of our time, let's get started with what we have today. So, pretty much is what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be doing a recap of what we learned this week. Um, and I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys very soon. Also, let me know if you can see my screen, just to recap on what we've done. And afterwards, we're going to give floor for students to ask questions. In case you are confused about anything or whatsoever, just go ahead to ask a question. We're here to answer you. All right. So quickly, let me share my screen right now. All right. Kindly confirm if you guys can see my screen. All right. All right. All right. Very good. Sounds good. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm just going to go to the Excel sheet. So in case you don't know about the Excel sheet, obviously you should know that it's pinned to your community group. That's where you're going to be seeing all the classes that are available there. Most of the students actually do watch the recordings. That's why, because some students are not always available for the premier class and for the live classes. So you can also do well to watch the recording in case you're not available. All right. So what did we learn this week? So far so good. We started the class around like the beginning of May. Um, yeah, beginning of May, around May 5th, and you can see how far we've gone, which is pretty amazing to show that we're actually making progress, right? So for this week, this was the last week, so we learned about. So let me just increase my screen so you can see very well. Let me see if I can increase this. Okay, sounds good. All right. So for this week, which is June 16 to June 20th, yes, June 20th. So we've been able to cover Python exercise. So we did the exercise solution, which was the iteration and control flow. I know some of you guys complained, especially in the previous meeting, you guys were like, oh, the assessment was too tough and all of that. But I'm glad that some of you guys were able to solve some, which is really, really amazing. So we did the exercise solution. If you have not watched that video, or if you have not tried out the solution, the exercise first, you can do well to try it out. So just come here. You can see my screen right here. So you can see this line. This is the Python exercise control flow, right? So you can do well to check the video first. Watch um, the guide on what to do to approach the exercise, and once you are done with the exercise, you can just come back to watch the video in case you don't get everything, or in case you need clarification on any particular aspect, right? So just come back to this video, click on the video and watch the solution. It's there for you. All right. So on Monday we were able to do the solution, which we did live, and it's really, really awesome. We really learned a lot about control flow, and we built our first Python guessing game, which is really, really amazing, right? We also built our Python ATM machine, which basically helps us to calculate, to basically withdraw, transact, and do some other cool stuffs in our Python code, which is really amazing. All right, let me just accept Olashupo Precious. Precious, you're welcome. Kindly mute your mic, please. All right. So we're able to build our ATM machine, which we can basically withdraw, deposit, and do some cool stuff with that, right? And moving forward, on the Tuesday lecture, you were told to do exercise on Python built-in functions, which we were given resources to check on W3 schools. Moving forward, also on Wednesday, you were told to we worked on Python functions together, right? Which was a live session. So the video is on YouTube also, in case you have not watched that video. So let me just show you quickly our YouTube channel. You can do well to check out our YouTube channel. I'm going to wait for that to load, and I'll come back to that, right? So we talked about Python built-in functions, right? We talked about built-in methods also. We talked about what methods are, and you can see that this is the video right here. So let me just quickly, just wait for it to load. I'll come back to that later, right? So you can go to the channel, which is a function, or how to call a function. Just click on now, Inox Hub, right? Inox Hub. Let's go to the channel. Because you're actually following this playlist. If you have not checked the playlist out, you can access the playlist and the playlist on view full playlist for Python. You are going to see all the Python class that we've taken from the beginning, right? Which is very, very important because not all Python videos are actually coming from Inox Hub, right? There are some videos that collaborated, right? So you can see some videos right here was done on Inox Hub channel, while some other videos were also coming from Tech with Dave Wood, which is my channel, and you can do well to check it out also, right? So that's pretty much it. You can check out more playlists. You can see we have SQL playlist. You can also check that out. We have web development playlist and so on and so forth, right? So it depends on what you are currently learning. So after Wednesday's class on Thursday, we were able to work with SQL, which we talked about introduction to joins and relationship between tables in relational database, right? We were able to cover that. And lastly, on Friday, we were able to talk about subqueries, SQL functions, key constraint, and modifying tables. So we're able to cover this, and that's basically the last class for SQL, right? So we used 1 month to also learn SQL, which is really amazing. And moving forward, this week is going to be interesting. It's going to be more interesting actually. If you're from web development class, obviously this week, I know what you guys talked about is in the web development class we're able to cover we're able to give you guys resources on where to learn JavaScript more, and also learn some advanced JavaScript operations that you should know about. All right. And Precious, you can do well to turn off your camera. I think your camera is turned on. All right. So for this week, it's going to be pretty much interesting. Like I said earlier on, we are going to be working on projects, right? Because over the past few weeks, we've been working, we've been learning, and so on and so forth. And trust me, um, learning and basically writing code without building projects, your job is not 100% complete, right? So for this week, as you can see from the Excel sheets, we're going to be working with more exercise on functions and modules. And you can see for this one, you guys are going to be building your own personal Python project based on everything you've learned, right? So based on let me check. I know you've learned about introduction to object and data structure. You've learned about basic data types. You've learned about lists and dictionaries. You've learned about for loops, if statements, comparative operator, and so on and so forth, right? You've learned about a lot, right? So for this week, we are going to be working on more projects. So make sure you prepare your mind, and you're also going to be doing. So this should be should be Excel, right? You're also going to be working on some Excel capstone projects, like we discussed previously. You're going to work on Excel projects, and lastly, you work on SQL project. Then after that, the upcoming week, which is going to be a very, very interesting one, which is one of my favorite also, you are going to start building dashboards, right? We're going to start working with Power BI. So don't let me talk too much, just giving you a heads up what to expect after building your projects next week. You'll be working with advanced Python concepts, right? So you'll be learning about files, folder, and all of that. You're also going to be working with NumPy, Pandas very soon, and we're going to wrap up, right? So we have just a month and a few days left till we wrap up this course. So please and please, if you are still left behind, please do well to try to catch up, right? So pretty much it. I don't want to waste much of our time today. For those that couldn't make it to today's tutorial, sorry, today's sign up meeting, not tutorial rather. So for those that could not make it to today's sign up meeting, obviously the recording is going to be dropped on the Excel sheet. You can see previously we've dropped some. So if you still want to watch the previous meeting that we also held, you can do well to watch that. You can see the one we held on the 14th of June is there, on the 31st of May. Everything is there, right? So everything is being kept here. So if you don't have this Excel sheet, I'm going to also drop it in the video description after I post this video. And you can also check your community group. The links have been sent to you there, so you can access it and basically navigate through the folder structures and all of that, right? So the meeting link is also going to be dropped after we are done with this meeting, so you can check it out later on if you want to, in case you did start with us from the beginning, right? So with that being said, that's pretty much the updates for this week. I don't want to waste much of our time. I also have like a meeting coming up soon. So as we used to do it, right? After I'm done with explaining um the overview of what we did for this week, I'm going to call up students to just tell us where they are or what they currently learned for the week. All right. So I'm going to be picking them randomly, and I'm going to be starting from let me see, Alfred Banga. Are you there? Hi.
Yeah, I'm here, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Alfred. It's nice seeing you again. I think you were around during last week meeting, and you talked about Python also, right? Where you were having
Yes. And I
wonderful.
was having issue. You helped me out.
Yeah, very good. I'm really glad that you were able to solve that. All right, so kindly give us an
Thank
update
you,
of
sir.
what you worked on this weekend.
Okay. This weekend, we actually, after the assessment, the solution to the assessment, we did method and the function. Sorry, method and the yes function, method and function. So I just learned it today though because my system has been giving me issues. So I I just learned it today before I went to Python the thing. And then while I was there, the meeting came on, so I had to pause and come to join the meeting. So I'm actually enjoying the class. I mean, I understand what I'm learning there.
All right, so that sounds good. No problem. I'm really glad that you've gotten to function. I mean, that shows that you're actually um, advancing, right? Which is very, very important. So, what's going to happen is, sorry, give me a minute. I think I need to set up the very okay. So, what's going to happen is, do well to catch up with the SQL class, because this upcoming week that is coming up, this upcoming week rather, we are going to be working on projects, right? And we are not going to hold much classes, right? Because we want to see what you guys can do, right? So we're going to give you guys the floor to like come up with a project that entails what you've learned so far, right? So you're going to work on your Python personal project. You're also going to work on your SQL project. You're going to work on your Excel project, because those are the three key languages that you've learned, all right? And tools rather. So I'm going to move on to the next
All
person
right.
now. Thank you for that, Alfred. So next person, Amit, you joined late today, but it's fine. I know you haven't missed a meeting before, and you're always active in the class. Um, but it's fine. I'm glad you are here. All right. So Olashiko, kindly go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
I
Villa, yes, for me, I haven't been able to follow up on the class to the recent last class for the most recent class because I have to like work and it's really clashing with my activities. But then I usually go over the pre-recorded videos to be able to catch up on the ones that I've missed. But then I've been able to learn a lot, and some of them have been very, very interesting. Then there are sometimes that it just gives me a lot of. It is sometimes it's not usually very easy to understand, to grasp, but then that's very interesting.
okay, sounds good. I'm glad. So where are you currently? Where have you got to currently?
Okay, where I'm currently. Okay, no, I'm currently in loop. Yes, loop. Yes, while loop.
That's
I
awesome
stopped at
actually.
while loop.
Wow loop like 2 weeks ago or so I mean you're catching up. So I'm really glad that you are actually able to still catch up, even though you mentioned that you had works and all of that. That's really amazing. So keep it up, but you need to double up. Try hard
Thank you
to
very
get
much.
to actually meet up with the project that you'll be working on this week. I'm wishing you the very best, Olashikwa.
Thank you very much.
Sure, you're welcome. All right, so let's go on to the next person, which is going to be Mary Jane. Mary Jane, are you there? Hi, Mary Jane, are you there? All right, we won't be wasting much time, so let me go to the next person. Meridian, if you're active and later you are later back, you can do well to just raise your hand. I'll call you back to the floor. All right. So let's go. Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Oh, good evening. How are you doing today?
I just joined, so I'm pretty far behind, and I have a lot of catching up to do from what I can see. Here, so I'm very, very far behind, but over the course of next week, I'll be trying my best to make up for all the classes that I have not joined so far, and hopefully catch up with everything that has been learned while I was not in the group.
All right, sounds good. Manuela, it's very much understandable. I know we had some new students that just joined like 2 weeks ago or thereabouts. But the key thing here is just make sure you follow up on the pre-recorded videos that were taught before. And you know that if that you joining us that time, you have to double up, right? Because we've actually gone like we've completed some milestones that you need to catch up on, so you have to double up. It's good, and I'm glad that you've started. So I'm wishing you the very best, and I'll hope to hear from an update from you next week. Probably you should have gotten to Python. I know you've learned Excel, right? Manuela, right?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. I remember. Oh, okay. So I know you learned Excel, right? So
Yes,
you're
I
catching up
did.
with Python and SQL right now. All right. So I'm actually glad you're
Okay.
done with Excel because it makes your work less much more easier rather. Then you have to focus on
Yeah.
Python, and after that catch up on SQL. Right. Very good. I'm really glad you are making progress. Thanks for that.
All
Right.
right. Thank you.
So next Amid.
Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, I'm doing fine. So this week we treated methods and we treated functions, and in Excel we treated I don't let me just say it like this. This week I'm not going to say it was the most interesting week I've had with the leg because it actually feels nice because we have advanced to quite a level that we are writing. We're not just writing basic codes anymore,
I
and
know, right?
it's really lucky because if I get to a particular part where I'll be writing something for the first time, and I'll write it for the first time, I'll actually get it. I'll get advancing and all. So, but this week we I majorly dealt with joints in SQL because I was trying to like get it. So I later got it. I later got it because I got confused with all the because during the weekday I did not actually practice it enough, so I got confused. But I got it today. The joins, the identifiers, and everything. Knowing when to put it, knowing where to put them, and all that. So yeah, this week was okay for me. And when it comes down to the functions, the dev function, I still have to do a little practicing when it comes to that. But I'm getting it this week.
All right, sounds good. Amit, I'm really glad you were able to learn that. So for functions, sometimes it's pretty much it might be challenging wrapping your ends around functions, especially if you're a beginner. And that's why we'll be giving you guys the floor to practice more on functions, right? You'll be building your own project yourself, right? So you will work more with arguments, with parameters. You're going to work more on creating a function, calling a function, and all of that. But I'm super excited that you're actually getting the SQL very well. It shows how dedicated you are. And also, I'm really glad that you guys are really happy about the progress I've made so far. And basically, that's it. You have to in the tech industry for you to actually do well in the tech industry, you have to take things poco a poco, right? You have to take this step by step, right? Things one after the other, which is very, very important because you don't want to just rush yourself and later on. Remember, I know somebody mentioned it that she tried rushing the lecture, and when it got to my exercise, she had to go back to go and watch the previous recordings, right? So please, that's why I do advise you guys that even though you joined us late or even though you are still behind, don't feel bad. Take your time. People learn at different pace, and I really understand that. So please take your time. I know you mentioned also that you were able to get the SQL just today, and we did SQL I think Thursday and Friday, right? So that's really nice. So don't always rush yourself, and this is to everyone also. Don't always rush yourself. Try to take things poco a poco. Understand the concept very well. Trust me, if you understand the concept, you are going to do more, right? So let me just give you guys let me tell you guys a story that happened to me. I think last week thereabout. So um, I was working on a project. Which is normally I'm a front end developer and a data scientist, right? So, but I know about React, and I saw a gig. I got a gig which had to do with React Native, right? So if you don't know what React is just a framework for web development, right? And I got a gig of React Native, and basically, what does website development has to do with building mobile apps, right? So they are basically different, right? But what really helped me was because I understood the fundamentals of programming language and especially of React, right? And I was told to also integrate AI into the application. But because I already understand Python basics, I already know the basics of React, I was able to collect that project and I was able to do the project. I'm currently still working on that project and I'm sure I'm going to finish it because I already know the fundamentals very well. And to be honest, I'm making a very good progress, right? So that's one key thing you should also know, notice in your tech career. Don't ever rush things. Learn the basics very well. Once you can learn the basics, you are going to be good to go. All right. So with that being said, I think we have just a few more people, which is Adebimpe and Fatima. So Adebimpe, kindly go ahead if you can hear me. Adebimpe, are you there?
Yes, good evening,
All
boss.
right. All right. Hi. Good evening. Kindly give us
Yeah,
your
so
details for the
far I've catched up with a Python class.
awesome.
So the last class was methods and function. So I practiced that and it was quite interesting. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but this is our web development class. I don't know what's up about it. We are turning Olodo in that class already. Please.
Okay, so the web development class, like I told you guys before, um, your lecturers that are taking you are very, very busy, right? And even me myself, I'm taking the classes. I'm very busy, caught up with different works, but it's just because I really love you guys, and I don't want to just leave you guys behind. That's why I'm still trying to catch up, right? So your web development tutor is not really available again, right? He got gigs and he does not really have time, and because you guys didn't really turn up for the previous classes, it was like, Dave World, to be honest, your students are not really turning up. During the last JavaScript class that he held, which was a live class, I think only 4 or 5 students turned up, and um, lecturers are different. Some lecturers might teach few students if they come to class. Some lecturers might decide to just leave the class, right? So your lecturer is no more really available again. So that was why I told you guys that um even though in case, because it's possible to have scenario where your tutor is like not going to be available, so what we're going to do is give you guys materials, and if you're active on the group, you will see that we have been dropping a lot of resources on where you can learn more on web development, right? So I think we dropped a yeah, let me check. Yeah, we dropped a material for JavaScript. Yeah, we dropped the material for JavaScript. We also dropped documentation also. So if you're active on the group, you should have seen that. So what I want you guys to do is don't feel that you're turning in a negative way or anything. So what you can do is you can do well to always ask questions. So even though your lecturer or your facilitator might not be available for the live classes again, one thing I can assure you of is, in case you have any question, you are learning something and you're not getting it right, you can always ask questions. We're always here to help you, right? So always put that at the back of your mind. Even if you are to message, so you can message my community. My community, there are a lot of developers that are active out there that you can ask questions, that are going to answer you also, right? So one thing I want you to do is keep on watching the videos that were sent to the group. Keep learning the documentation, go to the documentation, and if you have any question, right, because we've given you guys the course outline already, right? So just follow that roadmap, and if you have any question, please do well to reach out to us. We'll do our best. I'll try my best to respond to you as early as I can once I see the message. So yeah, that's it for web development. Sorry about that, but trust me, we'll try our possible best to always give you guys materials and videos to always stay up to date on. All right. I've been paid. I hope you are with me.
Yes, I'm with you, but you know, the way some of us learn, we prefer one on one, the way we interact on the live classes.
Mm-hmm.
Although I understand that it might quite be painful to the tutor when people are not turning up, but you should try and understand us too that some of us are in the working class category, you understand?
Yeah,
We
sure.
always go back to the pre-recorded class to learn as if we are on the live class too. So, and some people attended the live classes, and the way we learn, we love learning on one-on-one basis, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So like me, even at that one-on-one, I will still have to go back to the class again like 2 times before I will catch up, you understand? So compared to just online stuff that one Oyibo will be teaching us, you know, the way we interact as Nigerians stuff is different from the way they will interact as Oyibo on YouTube classes, all those stuff. So I love it taking the class with him. At least I'm catching up, and I would love to take more of it. So anything that you can render as help, we will love it to appreciate, please.
All right, sounds good. So Adebimpe will look into that. Thank you for that observation. So I'll try to inform the lecturer to or your facilitator rather. I'll send a message to him, and I'll make sure he also watch this video so that he can hear from you guys aspects, right? Thanks for pointing that out. Well noted. All right. Adebimpe, are we good to go now?
Yes, yes, boss.
All
Thank
right,
you.
sounds good. All right, so I think the person that we have that is left to talk right now is Fatima Ajao. Are you there? Hi, Fatima. Are you there? All right, sounds good. So you know me already.
Hello, good evening.
Okay. Hi, Fatima. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go ahead to give us an update for the week?
What did you say?
Yeah, kindly go ahead to give us an update for the week. What you learned during this week.
Ah, this week has been really slow for me because it has been tedious at work, and because I've not installed project SQL, I've not been able to. I've just been taking the notes for the SQL lessons. I've not been able to actually try them myself because whenever you give lessons on all those Python programming, I usually try them alongside you immediately so that I can catch up. But I've not been able to do that, so it's really making me slow on the videos. I'm even yet to watch yesterday video because I don't like learning when I'm not actually practicing it at the same time. So yeah,
Um,
that's my own update for this week.
That's fine. It's all right. Like I said earlier on, I understand. Students actually tend to get busy with work and all of that, and that's quite understandable. But the key thing that I always advise you all is always try your possible best. All right, so always try your best to just learn something for that week, right? Because consistency is key. If you say you are learning Python and SQL this week and next week you don't do anything, and upper week you come back to it again, you won't really flow that well. So even if it's just one video or just two videos that you can learn, can you listen to me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I'll be missing you because of noise. All right. So what you can do is just try your possible best to just learn. If it's just two videos you can learn for the week or three videos, that's fine. Then weekend also you can go ahead to learn the remaining two, right? So just try your possible best to just learn at least just one or two, so you'll be good to go. All right. So with that being said, I don't want to waste much of our time. Like I said earlier on, so this meeting will be pre-recorded in case you want to in case you didn't join from the beginning and you want to listen to what we discussed, you can do it to watch it out. I think before 8 o'clock a.m. p.m. rather, it's going to be dropped on YouTube and the link will be sent to you on the group. All right. So with that being said, I'm really glad we are moving forward. I'm happy you guys are also moving forward. And for next week, be prepared because you're going to be working with projects. It's going to be project based, right? And something that I also want to tell you guys that you can do, I'm giving you a heads up. So you would be able to add Enoch Hub currently. So currently we are working on something with Enoch Hub that each student can actually add to their LinkedIn. We're going to talk more about it in our upcoming sessions where we're going to tell you guys how to apply for jobs, how to source for jobs, how to set up your LinkedIn account and so on and so forth. So that after your classes, you can start looking for internships, you can start working with projects, build your resume and stuff like that, right? Giving you a heads up, currently you cannot add Enoch Hub as an organization that you've worked for on LinkedIn. I'm really excited for that because it shows that our social media manager has been doing a lot. So currently, you can now add Enoch Hub to your LinkedIn. More information is going to be dropped on that, trust me. So at least it's going to show to complaints that you've learned the basics of data analysis and so on and so forth, or web development. All right. So more info will be coming on that. Get prepared. With that being said, that will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.